Geile Szenen. Geile Szenen. Aha.
Interesting. Well, there's a TV right there with a DVD player. I don't think anyone will mind if I have a quick look at this.
Was für ein geiles Technikding. Try a DVD from the pile, aber ich möchte ja die hier. Schaust dich, da bist du bei Twitch gebannt. Das wäre geil jetzt. Was sehen wir denn da? Blümchen macht gerade auch sein Comeback, ne?
Ja, sollen wir ein bisschen. Hast du Bock auf Blümchen-Sex? Hier? Geil. Ganz viel mit der M
an Herz, hörst du mich?
Fragen, ob du mir die M24 nicht hinten einführen kannst.
Ich und du, immer zu.
Du und ich, Herz an Herz. Tag und Nacht, immer zu daran gedacht.
Den Porno kenne ich.
Well, that was odd. But why make a video of it?
Richtige Frage. Okay, gucken wir noch, was hier jetzt ist. Atlas. Servus, Grüezi und Hallo. Welcome to Edenton Village. Click the arrows to move around the village. Also so ein bisschen so, wie heißt dieses Spiel? Geo irgendwas? Den Untertitel, weiß ich nicht. You see the glass, try your investigate button to see Jenks investigate. Okay. GeoGuessr, genau das meinte ich. Jetzt war die Frage, ob man hier irgendwie sowas wie Untertitel. Das Inventar. Das ist Map. Tipps, will ich jetzt nicht zu lang drauf gucken. Das Subtitles, da. Knock for sein. Oh, hier. Hier? Mhm.
Very trusting, leaving a bike unlocked. Looks like homebrew equipment. This might come in handy.
Wir müssen über den Untertitel. Ich will jetzt mal hier mir da mal Feedback geben, ob das hier stört.
Is it Simon?
Yeah.
Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm investigating an incident in the village. Could I come in and ask you a few questions, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Der ist schon sus. Der hat gerade komisch reagiert, der ist sus.
We can just go through here if you want. Emma's working in the front room.
Hi.
This is Inspector James.
Jenks.
What's all this about?
There was a death in the village. Kate Vine, I believe you both knew her.
She seemed her usual self.
What was her usual self?
Oh, just Kate being Kate. You know, a bit wild.
Wild?
Oh,
What way
wow.
wild?
Oh, she just used to question everything, you know.
What else?
Kate had a drink problem.
Aha.
How noticeable was that?
Well, it wasn't
War
at
auch so ein
first,
Hut.
but... And, then you see...
See what?
Sorry, look, you're meant to see a ghost or something. Look, it doesn't work.
So, you went home to see your parents on Thursday
Got her.
night, that right?
Yes.
But you said you saw James at the market on Friday.
No, I went to see my parents on Friday night.
And you didn't see Kate at all on Friday?
No.
You're not a very good liar, Emma.
Okay. I saw Kate.
Where?
At the pub we were arguing.
Go on.
Aha.
What were you arguing about?
I'd lent her £50 because she was desperate, and we were just arguing. It didn't really bother me. She just didn't have it.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Know anything about an argument at the pub last Friday?
No.
Ja, nee, schön, dass ich hier hingelaufen
Thank
bin.
you. Probably be back later.
Pathetic.
Okay, wer ist er? Ich werde erst nochmal hier alles abgehen, um zu gucken, ob hier noch irgendwo was ist. Aha.
What are you? Private eye?
No, I'm a police inspector.
Who are you looking for?
I'm investigating a death in the village.
That student, then. They did one last year, too. Same place.
Did what?
Drowned a student. Ask that psycho about it. He runs that business cult thing up at the big house. Liam... something?
Das ist natürlich auch geil. Wenn wirklich letztes Jahr da ein Mord schon oder ein Todesfall war, auf die gleiche Art und Weise, und wir das als
Atlas's
Polizist nicht
reputation
wissen.
precedes them. I think I might call the station. Find out a bit more about this Liam. Do you know anything about a death last year? Someone called Liam in Edenton Village.
Edenton Village. Yeah, Liam Rogers. It's a suicide.
Bitte?
Suicide?
Hang on, 2 suicides in 2 years, both on Edenton. Only you've got your work cut out, Jenksy.
Yeah, don't I know it.
Right, well, good luck with that and see you Monday.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, das ist ja schon mal höchst merkwürdig. Okay, jetzt haben wir dieses Symbol, das heißt, dazu können wir Leute auch noch befragen.
If I did that, would it mean anything to you?
Wir müssen kurz im Restaurant nachgucken, was hier Phase ist. Ne, hat sich nichts geändert, okay. Ring my bell.
If I did this, would that mean anything to you? If I did this, would that mean anything to you? If I did this, would it mean anything to you?
No. Why?
It's okay, thanks. If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
Das ist so geil geschauspielert.
Someone in the woods, carving it into a tree.
That was Kyle. It's a guy from the course. He's an idiot. It's from the course. It's a phrase.
Free to be free.
Free yourself from the things that are holding you back, right?
What are they?
There's fear of failure, guilt, and a doubting, a self-doubt.
It's a devil sign, isn't it? Is that what you're getting at, Inspector?
This is not something you use on the course.
Of course it's not something we use on the course, Inspector.
Das ist doch jetzt
I didn't know what that could
Schwachsinn.
possibly mean exactly.
Did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam who died.
You mean Liam who killed himself?
Yeah.
He was in my year, on a different course.
What do you know about Liam?
You mean Liam who took his life? He used to play in a band, Black Rock or something? No, Black Stone. Very gothic.
What do you know about a student called Liam? Committed suicide last year.
Only that I didn't know him really well.
What do you know about Liam?
Liam.
Local lad. Took his life.
I know he went to college, but didn't really know him. It's sad, though.
So you've never seen this before? You don't know anything about Third Eye?
Well, I don't remember seeing it now.
You don't recognize any of the symbols on it?
No, sorry.
Ah.
Ryan, you've just told me all about the moon symbols on the mask. Then you're claiming you don't know anything about the symbols on the flyer. It's all the same thing.
Oh, actually, yes. Sorry, yes, I do remember that.
So what did you know about Third Eye?
Oh, not much, really. Never came into contact with them.
Das stimmt aber auch nicht, weil ihm ist das doch vom Town
way
Hall.
too short. Ryan's definitely hiding something.
Jetzt geht's ab.
According to the flyer, this Third Eye group was based at the village hall. Is that right?
Was it?
That's where you were based, wasn't it? Yeah, you said you invented the Atlas phrase "free to be free" while you were based at the village hall.
So I did.
So you must have come into contact with Third Eye at some point. You were using the same hall.
Ja.
Well, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with you, Inspector.
Aha.
Atlas is Third Eye.
In a new improved form, yes.
And you ran Third Eye.
With Dad, yes.
So you must have known Liam. You didn't just meet him, did you?
Yes, I knew him, Inspector, but don't get your hopes up. All of this has been thoroughly investigated and cleared up.
You've been investigated about his death?
They dropped the case. We didn't have anything to do with it. Well, when I say drop the case, I mean a police investigation is one thing, but what the public thinks is another. They threatened to go public, and then James bloody Wilson started distributing his flyers.
Know anything about these?
Nope.
Okay.
And that was it. No choice. It was an end to it.
You had to change the name.
We'd already paid the family an out-of-court settlement. We thought that was an end to it. But then James, his cronies, they wouldn't leave it alone. So we had to close down, buy a new place, rebrand. So eventually, we reopened here.
As Atlas.
As Atlas.
And how much of all that stuff was true? ECT machines, brainwashing.
I'm afraid that exists only exclusively in the mind of Mr. Wilson. All we do is make better business people. We challenge their prejudices and presumptions.
Ich sag, die machen Network Marketing.
I can't come. That was Dad. I have to go back. You can come and meet him if you like.
Well, I might come and have a chat.
Come with me.
Aha. Okay, haben wir wieder einen Tag gelöst.
So what do you want to know?
Well, a few more questions if you don't mind.
I do mind. I'm a very busy man. Try asking an intelligent question, like, do I mind being quizzed about a once promising student who turned into a useless drunk?
I'll go back to the centre.
Okay.
I have one or two things to prepare.
Charisma 17.
You may begin, Mr. Holmes, although I'm not going to be able to help you. I don't have much to do with the course nowadays, so I can't give you any hard information.
That's as maybe, but we
No, that's
need...
as is. But if you want my opinion, I'd be quite happy to give it to you. So, far away.
Okay, thank you.
Boah, so ein Typen, ne?
Did he tell you anything scandalous?
Not unless you count the suicide.
Oh. These things happen.
Was it your idea?
The suicide?
Third Eye.
Yeah, I suppose it was.
You can't blame me for wondering, Paul. 2 student deaths in 2 years.
It's called a coincidence, Inspector. I expect they ate fast food also. But you're not investigating all the local chippies, are you?
How well did you
Jetzt
know
gehen wir da einmal komplett
Liam?
durch.
Liam who?
Liam, who took his life.
Oh. Well, as far as I remember, he was a good student, confident, outgoing.
Aha.
Ha! Ha! Mein Freund.
So if you don't allow drink or drugs onto the
Get
site,
out of here!
why did you allow Liam to drink whiskey all night?
Well,
Sergeant Brothers. Prost.
we
Vielen
did
Dank.
give him various warnings.
Scheint aber jetzt auch noch nichts zu sein. Okay. Dann sprechen wir wieder mit der Tante.
If I did this, would it mean anything to
Das
you?
von Snape, das
You've
stimmt.
seen an Atlas student.
Er sagt doch jetzt sogar, dass sie das wissen.
I'm not sure, but he was carving it into a tree. I told him to stop.
Did you really? Why?
Defacing public property.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What's the punishment for that kind of thing nowadays? Prison sentence?
It's usually a fine.
The problem with the law, Inspector, is that it's out of date.
Well, I suppose that's a matter of opinion. However, you still respect it.
We all play by the book, Inspector, but that's only because of the threat of possible incarceration.
Aha!
So, those are Ryan's guitars, kept in a garage. Not really the best place to keep them.
Jetzt haben wir ihn. Er hat Gitarren. Didn't know Liam very well, aber hat mit ihm in der Band gespielt? Also bitte.
That band you sang in, Blackstone. Who else was in the band?
Just a few people from college.
Including Liam?
Yeah.
Why did you say you didn't know him?
No, it's not that. I just thought you meant that I didn't know about his suicide.
Did you?
No, I was away on holiday.
She definitely knows more than she's saying. She was in a band with Liam, but didn't know about his problem? I'm not sure I believe you, Emma.
Das ist korrekt. Das war die gleiche Nacht. Das war ja die gleiche Nacht. Ich wusste, irgendwas passte da nicht.
You witnessed Paul's money-stealing stunt, is that right?
Yes.
But you weren't there when Liam died?
No.
Don't quite understand that, you see, because Paul pulled the stunt on the same night. Liam died later that evening.
I must have got mixed up.
Emma
is...
I think you better explain, don't you?
Liam killed himself because of me.
Why?
Liam had a birthmark on the side of his face. And they all thought it was ugly. So I thought I'd say something and then Liam killed himself. Liam's dead because of me.
Well, Emma, I'm quite sure you regret what you said, but I really don't think you caused Liam's death. There's always more to these things than meets the eye.
Okay, haben wir wieder einen Tag rum.
Poor Emma. I suppose it's possible that what she said led to Liam's death, but I really doubt it. I blame the Rands before I blame her.
Das ist richtig. Try a DVD from the pile, aber ich möchte ja die hier. Schaust dich da so bei Twitch gebannt. Das wäre geil jetzt. Klick. 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 Klick.
Born of a fake morality implanted deep within our minds and collective consciousness by governments and religions through the ages, with the sole purpose of preventing the masses, stopping us from achieving the same success, happiness and freedom enjoyed by those at the very pinnacle of society.
Korrekt. Ich finde, da hat er vollkommen
I'm going
recht.
to show you an elite hell-bent on preventing you from reaching your full potential and making you feel guilty for pursuing success.
Richtig. Ich werde nur zurückgehalten von denen da oben.
That you can take back control. You can
Was?
become the success you deserve to be.
Yes.
Atlas will give you a unique and powerful advantage. Life in all its technicolor glory can be yours.
Geil.
All that you have to do is to stay, embrace it, enjoy it,
Endlich.
and learn
Ich
to
wusste,
love
dass dieser
your
Tag
ambition.
kommt.
Welcome to Atlas.
Ganz toll.
They're tricking everybody. They're getting people to join up, then they're putting demons inside them.
Ja, gut.
You can see them.
See who?
Ich wäre dann auch soweit. Ich muss dann los.
Where could you see them?
In the mirrors.
At Atlas.
Any mirror. You can't get rid of them. I just don't look. I put all the lights on. Make sure it's all bright. I put them on when I need to look in the mirror.
Who is the other person?
It's like her eyes sink in. She's all wrinkled.
Ich würde sie mal fragen, ob sie eine Axt oder sowas hätte.
Like she's dying. And then I realize I'm her. I'm not me anymore. I'm her.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
We're not devil worshippers here at Atlas, Inspector. Ridiculous.
But the point is, Ryan, that you claim not to know anything about it, but admitted you were obsessed with it when you were younger. Are you sure none of that made its way onto the Atlas course? And that Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything within that course?
Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything other than her own imagination, Inspector. Look, we do use some techniques that some students find difficult, disturbing.
Aha!
We encourage them to seek things differently, that's all.
Festnehmen.
Some people simply aren't up to that. Some people, like Lisa, that's why we introduced the aptitude test.
What's the aptitude test?
This.
Ich finde jetzt so lustig, wenn er sich mit so einer Clownsnase einfach umdrehen würde, um zu gucken, ob ich mich erschrecke.
We ask students to fill in an aptitude test, medical history, psychological issues, that kind of thing, any medication that they have used in the past, any medication that they currently are using. Here, take a look.
Tja, das würde ich doch gerne mal von Dingens haben. Wie wäre es denn mal, dass wir uns die Sachen von den beiden Toten... So, machen wir wieder die Runde.
Tell him about Simon. You know what happens when you don't do as I say.
So it's going to be that kind of evening, is it?
If you think quite right.
Only if you deal.
Problems?
Hello, Inspector. See you later.
Wir gehen natürlich erstmal ins Restaurant und gucken, was da so los ist. Vielleicht ist ja diesmal... Hier. Wir haben einen Hinweis im Restaurant. Was ist das? Irgendein Medikament, ne? Und nicht wenig davon.
I thought, you were supposed to be good at working things out, Inspector Jenks.
And so this would be for Atlas, would it? Kyle?
Kyle! Disappear now!
It's not a good idea to talk to a police inspector like that.
Do you want me to make you? It's okay, Tom. Mr. Jenks won't be bothering us anymore.
Don't make any rash commitments.
Ja, die Batterie ist leer, da muss man fester drücken. Ist doch ganz klar. Hä, wieso ist denn da kein Lenkrad?
Do you test students or not?
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Why was she
Das wäre einfach eigentlich zu finden.
She was being tested because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate was in the running to be prime candidate?
Yes!
And did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, I did. But I didn't ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference! If Simon decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility. So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it.
Next day.
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal with that ridiculous police inspector.
What is this?
What the hell? Scotland Yard, not hell. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Inspector. What are you doing here?
Inspecting. So, come on. Let's have it.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector. The best thing that you can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
Natürlich, mit der, die ein Messer am Hals
That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and interfere.
This is all part of the Atlas course. It's a physical endurance exercise.
Drop the knife. The knife, Kyle!
Kyle.
Drop it!
Drop it. Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Eyewitness account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods. That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate last Friday after the meeting. Now, Simon had some strange idea that he was in the running to become prime candidate. Simon killed her. Well, it seems reasonable. It's likely, isn't it?
Any more likely than you, Ryan? Pig!
Jetzt!
Police brutality.
What do you mean?
You got the wrong girl.
Who? Emma. It was Emma.
You got the wrong girl.
Rebecca Rand. I am.
Bei Emma wär's okay gewesen. But you got the wrong girl.
You do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be taken down and will be used in evidence against you. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, it appears that Kate Vine's death was a tragic case of mistaken identity. But there are some loose threads here. What was Ryan doing with Kyle and that girl in the woods? What if I hadn't interrupted? And what really happened to Liam last year?
Atlas is closed for the moment, but will be open again very soon. Thank you for your interest.
Paul Rent. heißt Paul Darrow hieß der. Sehr gutes Spiel, auf jeden Fall.
Die Kamera ist schon wieder aus.